Tonight on the MTN 430 News, a string of car break-ins in Laurel has residents on edge.
It just really sucked coming out and seeing that it was gone.
Why police say this recent rash isn't the first in recent months, we'll tell you what's driving it. Plus, new developments tonight involving a former Billings theater director accused of misconduct and one unforgettable play.
Call and showed him that it's okay to keep pushing on and believe in yourself.
How the moment is bringing a community to its feet. The MTN 430 News starts right now. And good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday. I'm Andrea Lutz. Thousands of dollars in valuables gone. Laurel residents say thieves are striking again, breaking into cars and taking off with pricey belongings. Police call it random but consistent, and they've got a warning for everyone in town. Our Hannah Pettiferi shows us what's going on.
What started as one report of theft turned into 7.
And this one is just happening all over town. Unbeknownst, we don't know. We're assuming it's the same individuals.
Laurel Police Chief Jared Englund says these car break-ins started towards the end of September. But this isn't the first time. Just 6 months ago, 38 cars were broken into in 5 days.
We had them the 25th, the 26th, the 30th, and then the 2nd. And very much so, there could have been other vehicles that had gone through, potentially nothing missing of value, or they didn't realize that their vehicle went through.
And then Zachariah Tate got hit. The thief stole his camera and equipment.
It was late at night. It had to be between midnight and the morning. And all the lenses my wife got me over Father's Day, birthdays, Christmas, stuff like that.
He says it's the one time he left his car unlocked, and it cost him.
Around, total, I would say 12 to 15.
Okay.
For everything.
Wyoming Avenue isn't the only street where a car has been broken into. A neighbor on Topeka Drive says that these car break-ins are raising a concern for the city of Laurel.
It just seems like in the last year it's gotten a little more, I wouldn't say ghetto, or unsafe, but somewhere around there.
Jenna Shanks has lived in Laurel for 5 years and says this doesn't surprise her.
I'd say it's probably consistent. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened again.
After she saw someone snooping.
First, he was kind of looking around our driveway, peeking in our yard and looking under our porch. And at the end of the video, he went over and opened her car door. She said it was rummaged through. I don't know if he took anything.
So now she's taking extra steps.
We keep our stuff locked up pretty tight, because we're aware.
Zachariah says he's going to keep things locked up, hoping he'll get his camera back.
There is a police report filed, and I've been looking on Facebook Marketplace, Laurel, Billings, surrounding areas. I've looked on Craigslist. I've been trying. I will find my camera.
In Laurel, Hannah Pettiferi, MTN News.
Tonight, we meet the youngest candidate in the race for Billings mayor. Amanda Hausler is a college student with big goals, and she says she got tired of waiting for change, so she decided to step up and make it happen herself. With her mom and biggest supporter by her side,
Billings is pretty much the only place I call home.
Amanda Hausler is the youngest candidate in the race for Billings mayor, running on a message of connection and community.
That everybody should be able to live the life they feel they deserve.
She spends her time out in the community shaking hands, listening and learning what matters most to voters.
I want to make a positive change and want to get out there, and I'm talking to people and finding out what they need.
Hausler grew up in Wyoming and comes from a military family.
My husband joined the Army, so we traveled a lot.
And through personal challenges, she's learned resilience.
We were homeless for a good minute, and if it wasn't for the Veterans Meat Locker and the VOA, we would probably still be homeless.
She rides Met Transit to get around, even taking the bus to our interview, a way she says to stay close to everyday Billings residents. Her campaign priorities are centered on infrastructure, safety, and affordability.
The pipes downtown, I was told that they're over 100 years old, so they need to be replaced. the crime. If we get more police officers in, then we would have less crime.
She also believes changing how the city handles marijuana testing could help boost employment.
The marijuana, nobody can get a job because it's legal. So if we can go through and quit drug testing for marijuana, then we'd have more people working.
Hausler says she entered the race after feeling unheard by elected leaders.
Well, I got tired, like I was calling the governor and the senators and the mayor, and nobody would take my call, and I got tired of it. And it's like, well, why don't I do something to try and change that?
A recent business graduate, Hausler says she hopes to bring a fresh perspective to City Hall.
I think there should be more to it than just 3 minutes and then they don't really talk about it. They're just like, okay, well, that's an issue and we'll circle back.
She understands the struggles many residents face.
I'm actually in the same situation as everybody else. I don't have a car and I'm not working. I'm living on my student loans. So it's like, am I paying the rent? Am I buying food? What am I doing?
And hopes her message connects with voters.
I want people to know that they have the right and that somebody's going to be here to listen.
Another great day for Montana and Wyoming with some steady rain over eastern Montana, especially around Miles City in particular. And I was just looking at the records for the last 11 straight hours. It's been either 46 or 47 degrees in Miles City. Some healthy amounts of rain, right around 1/3 of an inch so far today, but we're not quite done with this area of rain yet. We have more of that for our eastern counties, then some other changes are coming as early as tomorrow morning. I have a complete 7-day forecast in a few minutes.
The Senate is voting again today on a funding bill to end the government shutdown as the stalemate enters a third week. A federal judge has also temporarily blocked the Trump administration from firing workers during the shutdown, as the White House says thousands more jobs could be on the line. Natalie Brand has the latest from Washington.
The motion is not agreed to.
Senators return to the floor for a 10th attempt to fund the U.S. government, and once again the GOP measure failed.
The motion is not agreed to.
Republican leaders this afternoon put forward a separate bill to fund the Pentagon for a year, but that didn't move forward either. On the larger issues, neither side is showing signs of budging.
We are not asking Democrats to swallow any new Republican policies. We're simply asking them to extend current funding levels for a few weeks while we work on full-year appropriations.
And the Trump shutdown drags on because Republicans refuse to work with or even negotiate with Democrats in a serious way to fix the health care crisis in America.
The president's Office of Management and Budget says federal worker layoffs during the shutdown could exceed 10,000, but a federal judge says for now the firings must stop.
The case is playing out in California, where Wednesday a judge granted a temporary restraining order to block the cuts, saying it's a human cost that cannot be tolerated.
We are 100% confident we will win this on the merits of the law.
One of the agencies significantly impacted by the layoffs late last week, the Centers for Disease Control.
It's truly like an episode of Squid Games because we don't know what's going to happen next.
CBS News spoke to a CDC scientist who received a reduction in force notice. She's asked for her identity to be concealed for fear of retribution.
The everyday American should be very concerned. It's going to mean more deaths, more preventable deaths. People will absolutely die from the impact of this administration.
A spokesperson for the Department of Health and Human Services said the layoffs were part of cutting a bloated bureaucracy and that the positions were deemed non-essential by their divisions. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
The U.S. is sitting on a glut of new homes. Unsold inventory is at its highest level since 2009. Holly Furfer shows us how buyers can take advantage.
Realtor Danny Robinson sees firsthand the financial stress people face when buying a home.
I have one little gal right now, and she's in this market, and she's in that under $450,000 price point, and she's struggling a little bit.
One option home buyers should consider: new construction, according to Realtor.com chief economist Danielle Hale.
Especially if you're in regions of the country where we've seen a lot of new construction. and that's in the South and in the West.
In August, there were 124,000 new completed homes for sale. That's a level the U.S. hasn't seen since the financial crisis in 2009. Mike Garabedian is a home builder and owner of Garabedian Properties in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. He says in that region alone, jobs have slowed from about 100,000 new jobs per year to about 60,000.
So we're building 45,000 homes, but we're only selling 30-something thousand homes.
Even though the U.S. is still facing a housing shortage, many potential buyers cannot afford the homes on the market. Garabedian says the $300,000 to $400,000 homes buyers are after are now $500,000 to $700,000 thanks to the cost of borrowing and ever-changing building codes. Hale says an elevated supply could benefit those ready to buy, with some builders offering incentives and deals.
Everything from mortgage rate buydowns to cash at closing to appliance upgrades or inclusions in the buying package. So if you haven't considered new construction, it is worth taking a look.
Garabedian says lower mortgage rates have sparked more interest in building or buying.
We're not where we need to be, but it's going in the right direction.
He's confident newly built homes will sell. It's just a matter of when. Holly Furfer, Scripps News Group.